Hi everyone, this is Purvija here from Joy of Anubhava. A very happy International Women's Day to everyone. And in light of Women's Day today, we have Prerna with us, and Prerna is our consultant instructional designer and facilitator based in Toronto. And we're here to discuss a topic that's close to both of our hearts. So Prerna, what are we talking about today, and why do you think this is important?
Yeah, thanks for having me here, Purvaja. And hello, everyone. Happy International Women's Day from my side as well. I think in light of the fact that, it is Women's Day and basically every day should be Women's Day. But I think the topic that we want to address today is gender stereotyping, and how it is an important topic to be aware of, especially when we choose literature for students. I think at Joy of Anubhava, we really believe that it's important to read books where characters have pushed the boundaries of gender and identity. And it's also important that this mindset is built in children from a young age so that they grow up with an inclusive outlook towards others and society in general.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Super important, and I'm so glad we're having this conversation. Prerna, is there a book that you have in mind that you think does a good job of breaking these gender stereotypes?
Yeah, I think something that comes to my mind instantly is the book Ahimsa by Supriya Kelkar. I think Ahimsa is a very sort of challenging read for children between 11 to 13 years. The reason I say challenging is because, of course, it gives information on the Indian freedom movement, and looks at the movement from a 10-year-old girl's perspective. But it's also very radical because the girl is inspired by her mother, who is actually a freedom fighter in the story, as opposed to something that you would think is maybe attributed to a man's role, which is something I thought was great, and it's beautifully delivered in the sense that the whole description of the movement, how it unfolds, and Shailaja, the mother's role in it, going from transitioning as a worker in an office for Britishers, surrendering that and completely taking to everything that Gandhi propagated and the Swadeshi movement, and how that inspires Anjali, her daughter. I thought was it unfolded beautifully, and it also brought up the important topic of caste-based discrimination through small relationships that Anjali goes through with her friends, with her grandfather, and just breaking those stereotypes of what women are capable of in society. One thing I did feel was, when I was a child studying history in school, a lot of times the stories that got discussed were upper caste women who were fighting in the freedom struggle, and something that this book does is to challenge that aspect by showing another character named Keshav Ji, who's kind of shown as the visionary of India, and he is really supportive of the Dalit community. So yeah, I think just the role of women in the story and how that gets transformed into being a role model and an actual agent of change over time was very interesting to me. And I think when we did this with our participants as well, there was an exchange of some very strong perspectives on both sides in relation to gender, and I think that was the highlight of the book for me. How
Yeah,
about you, Purvaja? Did you have any book that comes to mind for this topic?
yeah, no, absolutely. Just wanted to say that Ahimsa was definitely a standout experience of reading that book for me, because it also taught me a lot that I definitely didn't know. And like you said, the intersectionality of caste and gender is definitely important. Another book
Yeah.
that I'm actually curious about is a picture book. It's called Sadiq Wants to Stitch.
Yes.
As important as it is for us to have strong female representation, it's also important for us to see, read stories rather about boys and men who don't want to conform and just want to be themselves. And the idea of a young boy who wants to stitch despite the pressure that he faces not to, because it doesn't conform to what men in his community tend to do. I think it's a really powerful one. And the idea of it being in a picture book also means that it's extremely accessible. And I think it's great that we are starting to see a movement of different types of books being published in different forms. So that makes me really happy, because it just means that we're going to read more diverse stories, and hopefully more and more of them that continue to break these gender stereotypes.
Definitely. I am also very curious about this book now that you mention it.
Just reminds me, you spoke about how we've had these interesting but tough conversations in our sessions. And I was wondering, there might be educators and parents out there who might be thinking about, we agree with you that, this is an important conversation, but how do we bring in nuance to these discussions? How do we even introduce these topics with our children? And I was wondering if you wanted to share your insight from that.
Yeah, I think that's a really important question. So one of the things I would say, just in my experience, being an educator, is that we need to be careful that we don't necessarily choose books and topics that highlight one-dimensional characters, because I think sometimes that reinforces those stereotypes. Not to say that it's not important to read those books, but I feel like even when we're reading one-dimensional characters, it's really important to take a critical view about them, and either frame questions or have activities where students can challenge these views without any I guess like our own biases coming into the picture. And I think as educators, even as parents, it's really important to dismantle those stereotypes as we tend to go on with these discussions. Also creating a space where children can be free to express what they feel and what their opinions are, even if it may not be the opinion of the room. So I think it's important to be a little sensitive about the choices of the books or literature that we're reading, or if we are reading something that is mainstream and catering to a stereotype, there needs to be a critical conversation around it. What do you think? How about your experience?
Absolutely, Prerna. I think you've hit the nail on the head. I also think another important dimension to this is that I think adults and us as adults and facilitators sometimes have our own biases and fears here, and I think sometimes we just don't open ourselves to the possibility of answering these tough questions that children raise. And in our own sessions, as part of our longer term programs, we also have participants write their own stories sometimes. And we've been very encouraged by how participants have raised these tough questions for us. And they have written sensitive, also really engaging books around difficult topics like menstrual health. And that just shows that, children are very open to having these discussions if we as adults are able to introduce it to them in a manner that engages them, that makes them think, that makes them self-reflect. But also if we can show them that we are vulnerable and we as adults make mistakes, and we are here to acknowledge the mistakes or the biases that we have, I think that can create a really strong, powerful experience for these children as they read these books. And maybe it can change our perspectives as facilitators and educators as well.
Yeah, I completely second that. I think the key word for me there was vulnerability, and how much strength there is in that word and in that form of expression. And I think it's a really great point where you can connect with anyone when you're vulnerable in a situation or with respect to a particular topic, even if you're uncomfortable about it. So yeah, I completely second that. Couldn't agree more.
Thanks, Prerna, for such a insightful and invigorating conversation. This is just the beginning, folks. We would love to hear what you think. Are there books out there that you think do a great job in raising tough but important questions? Do they bring about certain gender stereotypes that we may have not thought about? Please share them with us. Please engage in this conversation with us and help us learn and grow as well. But that's all for today, folks. And let's continue busting these myths out there about gender, and let's continue being allies for one another. So have a great day, week, and we will see you soon in another episode.
Yeah, looking forward to the suggestions. Bye, everyone.